Well, hello there, everybody, and welcome to round number 5 in Canada of season number 12 of GRS. We are here in Montreal, not literally, obviously, on an island for the circuit Gilles Villeneuve. I think it's an island. I'd love to go to this Grand Prix. That would be a cool race to go to. But we are here for some more F2 action, and we've had some pretty good action so far this season. And the championship is hotting up, especially now that Lennon has moved up to F1. He did actually move last week, but I was not aware of this until about 5 minutes before he raced in F1. So, yeah, let's have a quick look at how the standings are shaping up. And I need to move a thing out of the way so I can see them. There we go. Lennon is still obviously leading, but he will not get any more points. Because he's not allowed to race. He's too quick. He's too good. So Lloyd Bailey leads from 6 points from his teammate Arno, who is also not racing today because he's lazy. No, I don't know why. But yeah, ooh, new paddock in Canada. Look at that. Looks very nice. We'll talk about that later. In P4 is the Red Bull driver of Emily Corrin. 40 points. 1 point ahead of Zan, former F4 title champion. Then we have the two Hasses, both on 37, 6th and 7th. Connor and Bart tied on in 8th. And then some more people have points. Anyway, other news, more news. Well, actually, let's talk about the constructors first. There you go, 98 Aston Martin, 84 Williams, blah, 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 blah. It's very early days, who cares? Let's go look at the track and what is going on. There's quite a lot of dust on the track at the moment. So here we are. Left wing back has left the session, which is a fantastic way to start the day. We're going to have 17 drivers in today, it looks like. Left wing back needs an invite. Anyway, what was I going to say? News. There is news, and it's all to do with McLaren and their impending downfall. So, in the F1 race last week, their team principal, Ahmed, decided to get himself season banned, which is very good. So, they don't have a TP anymore. Where is left wing back, by the way? So, their new TP is Habibi, who is in this tier. He's not racing today, but he has hired a bunch of new drivers. I don't see left wing back. Is he offline? Is he offline? Oh, I've got so many friends. This is painful. Right, I don't see him. Anyway, Ross Turner is in the Aston Martin. We're going to watch Alfie Edeveen here to do his first lap. But yes, McLaren have recruited a bunch of new drivers. I believe one of them is in this tier. That's Jacob Wickens. He is new. There you go. TRL. We're not going to say that name. Sock, we'll call him. He is currently the man 16th. Left wing back is in the session. That is good. So yeah, they've got one driver today, but obviously they've had a lot of difficulty, McLaren, so far. The former Constructors champions this season, I think they are last in the standings, or second last. Obviously one of their drivers in F2 quit after week 1, and then now their TP has been banned, so it really has gone downhill very quickly. Goon Sock. TRL Goon Sock. Maybe we will get to his actual name. Anyway, back to the track action. Alfie is going to be the first one to set a lap time, I think. There might be a Sauber ahead of him. Let's have a look. Yes, there is. Getting a nice little slipstream, maybe. He goes P1 with a 9.6, which is pretty decent. Ooh, that's something I remember. We had this track on the calendar last season, so we know the pole time from F2 last season, which was, I think, an 8.9. However, that F2, I'd say, was slightly better than this F2. But we will see. A lot of people have improved. I can tell you my time in F2 last season was a 10.5, which is dreadful. I remember invalidating many times. So yeah, I'm sure people will be invalidating today as well. We'll have to have a look. There you go. Already, Connor has invalidated his time. What about Charlie Roberts? He's coming up to the line. He's not invalidated. So he's going to set a 10.6. Opening time, decent banker time. Always good to get a time on the board. What about, this is a new reserve driver. This is Charlie Sabin, or Sabin, I don't know. Hellfire. See how he goes into the final chicane, brushing up against the wall of champions. The champion of all walls. I'm already losing my voice. That's not good. Harry Spanswick's gone P3 with a 9.7. Hellfire does a 10.7. And puts himself last of the times at the moment. Let's have a look at Daniel Bakalik. He's backed out of his time. What about Jake Bamford? He's also invalidated. Boom Socks on an outlet. Connor's invalidated. And I'm struggling to see people who haven't. John Hearn's up to the line. And he goes P6 with a 10.4. Ross Turner on debut. I think. Maybe. Maybe not. I actually don't know. He's got a bit of battery to use coming up to the final chicane. That was quite a loud exit from the pit lane game. You didn't need to do that. But here we go to the line. And it's P8 for him on 10.6. Yere has joined Williams. That's new transfer news. So he was a reserve driver. He's now signed for Williams. I don't know who he replaced. Oh, probably Lennon. There you go. See, the cogs are working in my brain just a bit slowly at the moment. It is 7 PM. How's Bart doing? He's invalidated again. On a second time. Harry Spanswick says he's going to play some Clash Royale. I'm not going to lie, Clash Royale, I've got a bit bored of that. Because I play it every day on the train to work. And there's only so much you can play until you're like, well, fed up with this. I need a new mobile game to occupy my 40-minute commute. So if anyone's got any suggestions, I'm listening. But yeah, let's have a look at this lap from the Red Bull of Emily. I need some fuel. I'm awake. I'm so awake right now. Don't you worry. The brain, you know, I've had a long day of work at a desk. Yes. How exciting. This is the highlight of my day, and that's all out of shape from the Red Bull. He carries on, but he's going to lose some time as Koomsock has gone P5 with a 10.1. That's probably the highest that McLaren has been this season so far. Little dig at McLaren there. He's got plenty of battery to use on this back straight as well. This could be a decent Sector 3 at least. Obviously Sector 2 was a bit shaky. Into the final chicane. Another lock-up, a little bit shaky, but keeps it in track limits. And up to the line we go for P8. Arno is still working, that's why he can't race. Well, you know what? I feel sorry for you. That is... Yeah, I have nothing positive to say about that. That sounds very depressing. Like, it's depressing enough going home in the dark at 4:30. Going home in the dark at, I don't know, 8, 9 is terrible. So, there you go. Connor goes P8. Anyone want to watch anyone in particular? We can watch a lap with someone. Let's see, Jake Bamford's on a lap. I think using a bit of overtake very early into the corner there. I would have slid out of that corner. I'm terrible at that corner. What I'm going to call the third chicane. This track is basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chicanes and a hairpin. I think left wing back has gone third fairly recently with a 9.6. Currently the fastest time is from Zan in the Ferrari with a 9.5. 10 PM. Is this a usual late shift for you, Arno, or is this unusual? Have you been unlucky to get the late shift today, or is this your usual time? I don't know. Anyway, Jake Bamford to the line, goes P6, that's a decent time, a 9.9. Puts him up there with his teammate pretty much in the top 10. Hayden, who's in the pits. And I think everyone else will be coming into the pits now. Daniel Bakalik's not been able to set the time yet, that's unfortunate. And everyone else is, I think, chilling at the moment. Or on an out lap. Let's see, is Williams going to line? That's Yere. Let's follow his entire lap. Already down to 80% battery before he even starts it. And barreling into turn 1, he's cut the corner. How has he not cut the corner? How has he not cut the corner? I have got invalidated. so many times at turn 1 in practice. It is ridiculous. Anyway, this looks fairly steady. Uses a bit of grass, but why not? 19.7 sector 1. There's a few tenths to be found there. Bit deep into whatever that corner is. Imagine working late. Oh, I thought you were going to say imagine working, but working late, no, that's fair. And that's very deep as well. This is not looking like a good lap for Yere, and he is going to back out of it. He is going to back out, and he's going to let through an Aston Martin of Ross, so let's follow him. Alfie has a normal name because he's not a gimp. Oh, there's some front wing debris on the floor there. Okay. Into the final chicane we go. 4th gear, that's surely a corner cut. What are these track limits? He's absolutely cheesed the first part of that chicane, and he goes to P8 with a 10.1. Very nice. Charlie Roberts is invalidated his lap. Again. What about Bakker? Oh, he's on a lap here. Can he nail the final chicane? Or is he going to throw it all away at the final corner? That is good enough. It's valid. What's it going to be on the timing screens? Will it get him into the top 10, into the 9s? And it does with a 9.8. Only a tenth and a half behind his teammate. Not bad from the Haas boys. Currently leading, I think, the overall standings by 3 points, I want to say. Which is very exciting. From my non-biased perspective, of course. Left wing back is getting out of the way of people. But who's coming around the final corner? Kumsok. What else we got? The 2 Williams down at the back. This is not good for them because they are also fighting at the top in the overall standings. Is this Yere going again or going into the box? He's going again. Final chicane. Oh, he's thrown it all away. He went a bit deep. And too deep. What's the time going to be anyway? A 10.7, so he won't be too disappointed because that would have put him P last anyway. But yeah, that's okay. Alfie's got his supporters back, but unfortunately he's not called Sausage Roll anymore, so I think he loses all aura that goes with that. Currently sitting P5, 3 tenths off pole, can definitely do a better lap. We will watch his next lap for sure. Unless it's the end of the session. How long's left, game? I need to know. Zan looks like he's going to build up to a new lap here. Let's watch with your pole sitter at the moment and see if he can show us how it's done. That looks nice through turn 1. 3rd gear for turn 2. This is a really tricky Jackson zone, and he's nice and smooth on the power. Pull it to the left-hand side. Don't touch the grass, though. Try and not get a warning. A little kiss of the barrier as well. That was a bit more than a kiss. May have lost him a bit of momentum. End of sector 1 on 19.5, pretty much matching what he did before. That looks pretty steady as well. No major slides out of there. Down under the bridge now for, I'd say, my favourite of the 4 chicanes, and he's invalidated his time. He's run a bit deep. He might continue anyway and see what he could have done, but it is not going to count. It is not going to count. So we will switch to somebody else. Connor is currently P13 with a 10.4. Sliding his way through the second chicane. And this sector 1 is a 19.6, pretty much matching what he did before. 10th down on the pole man. Just missing the wall on the left-hand side that sticks out. That can be tricky. You want to try and maximise the width of the corner. Now into the hairpin. How late is he going to brake here? Down to 3rd gear. That looks nicely stopped. It says purple middle sector. This could be a decent time for the Mercedes driver. Decent traction on exit 2. DRS line coming up now, just before the first bridge. Not got much battery left. I would stick it into medium if I was him at this point. Nails the final chicane though. That looked pretty decent, but is he going to have enough purchase to the line to make it count? It's a 9.7. That is a good time. 2 tenths off pole, up into P5. Very impressive stuff from the Mercedes. Harry has invalidated his time, so he'll be rushing back to the pits, as will the rest of these, I think. Although it looks like Ross and Daniel Vakalik are on outlaps. This isn't your tier, Jake? I swear it is. I don't really know. Anyway, Ross, you're going to have the track to yourself, mate. Put on a show for us, please. Let's see a worldy time here from the Aston Martins. Got to challenge your teammates up in P3. Net Championship leader. You're debuting or reserving up for the man in P3 in the Championship, who's currently at work, and I'm sure he's cheering you on a lot here. So here we go. Looks pretty steady so far. Down into 4th gear. Flicks it in for the second chicane, getting on overtake mixture as early as possible for a little burst, and a 19.7 sector 1. It definitely looks like he can attack it a bit more this lap. You are welcome for the commentary, is my Monday night routine at the moment. I don't know about you, but this lap just looks a bit slow. I don't know, he's 10th down, he needs to sort of just throw it into the final chicane and hope for something miraculous to spring him up the order. Let's see what he can do. He can nab a bit of slipstream from a Williams. Not a lot. That Williams got out of the way very well. Let's see the final chicane. You've got to give it full send. And he does, you know. That was pretty decent. Is it going to be enough to vault him up the order? He's going to the left-hand side of the track, not taking the shortest route. He doesn't improve. He's 2 temps down, actually. It wasn't quite the attack I was hoping for, as Vakalik is losing all his time out of the hairpin as we switch to him. That is a massive slide, and that is basically his lap done, and he switched it into none to try and go again. He could, if he has the fuel, go round once more. I don't think he does have the fuel. I'm assuming fuel is top right of the steering wheel, which is 1.7 laps. I don't actually know, I've never looked at that. But if it is, he's going to have to go again now, getting out of the way of the RB that's coming a rate of knots behind him. That is Alfie Edeveen starting a lap. Anyway, we have some guys on laps now. The pole man is one of them. Hayden Williams is another. He's further up the road. He's in none though, so he is, and they're in none. Why is everyone in none? What is going on? What is going on? What about Coomsock? He's on a lap. He's also using traction control, as we can hear. Oh, and he's kissed the barrier. That is not going to help him into this corner, and he's backed out of it. That's enough for him. So who have we got doing laps? I'm a bit confused at where the start of the train is. There's still a minute to go, and lots of people are doing like extra cooldown laps. What is this? So Hayden starts his lap again. So I think he's first? No, Alfie's first. No. Well, you've invalidated. What about Yere? This is the start of the train. So Yere is the first one who's going to cross the line, I think. I'm not sure. What about the Haas boys? They're way on their laps. Here we go. Harry Spanswick is on a lap. 10 seconds to go then. This is it. John Ahern starts his lap on the line. Is the Sauber going to start a lap? He is. Harry goes fastest with a 9.4. That's huge for Haas at the moment. Next up is Bart Nouting. He has mistimed it, and he's not going to get a lap in. Daniel Vakalik pulls into the pit lane. What about the Red Bull of Imlay? They have invalidated. Let's go back to Yere. Into the final chicane. He's bottled it again. He starts last on the grid and spins out the final corner. Charlie Roberts is also invalidated his time. What about Hayden? He's pulling into the box. This could be, so far, pole position for Haas as Stewart is into the box. And Connor's into the Wall of Champions, the first one. It's claimed its first victim. What about Zan, though? This could be, he's invalidated his time as well. They're all dropping like flies, unable to compete a lap. Left wing back. Lloyd Bailey, what can he do? Can he snatch pole? Yes, he can with a 9.3. That is some lap But Alfie Edeveen is on the charge. He's 4 tenths up. This is huge. This could be pole. It is pole. A 9.2 for Alfie Edeveen. He steals it at the death. The fans are going wild in the chat and the grandstands. The Williams of Hellfire is spinning around the chicane as well. And he also hits the wall of champions as John Ahern comes to the line to go P7 with a 9.8. There's one more driver and that's Harry. He's done. And that is it. That is it. Alfie Edeveen snatches pole position at the death with a 9.2. Which is quite ridiculous, considering I've only done a 9.1. I'd say 9.1 is outstandingly fast. So yeah, good stuff from Alfie. Left wing back, P2. Harry Spanswick, P3. I thought he was going to get it for a while there, but that's a great result for him. Zan in 4th, Aidan in 5th, Connor 6th, and John Ahern, Daniel Bakalik, Stuart, Jake, Debutant, TRL, Coomsock, aka Jacob in P11, Ross, Bart, Hellfire, Emily, Charlie Roberts, and Yere complete the grid. Oh, Alfie Edeveen has just said the most quali merchant thing I've ever seen. Pole was always expected. I was doing the 0.0s in practice. Look at this guy. He remembers who he is. He is the original quali merchant. I hope he doesn't mind me saying that, but there was a time where he was qualifying top every session and then finishing 10th. So we'll see if that carries on. Meanwhile, there are some clouds around. Oh my god, it's Leicester. Tell me that guy... Right, I can't point at him. This is not good. One of the guys in the glass... It is Leicester from GTA. I'm telling you. In the back, by a pillar. So if you look at the leftmost pillar, the second from the left, that pillar, the guy standing in front of that is Leicester crest. There you go. Look at that. That is a spot if I've ever seen it. Ginger, balding, glasses. Pole position is for nerds, apparently. Damn. I'm being told to shush about Alfie. Well, he can prove me wrong and he can win the race. How about that? Let's see if he's improved. You know, I'm a quali merchant. Well, sometimes. Now I'm just slow all the time. What else can we see in the pit lane? Nice new paddock building, as I said. Alfie's going to be dead during lap 1, is the prediction from Mitch in the chat. Well, we'll find out, because the lights are coming on now. We have a 1, 2, 3, 4 red lights and 5. And the lights are gone and we are racing. And it looks like left wing back has got a good start alongside Alfie. Let's see who can lead into turn 1. Left wing back is already ahead of Alfie Edeveen into T1, so he's lost the lead at the start. Meanwhile, there's an Alpine that seems to have jumped across the chicane. That is Stuart. These 3 cars behind him might be going side by side. Let's go on board with the Ferrari here as we try and see them all filter through. No visible carnage, although Stewart's lost 7 or 8 places. He's down in 14th now. I think he must have got some illegal overtakes as Charlie Roberts is all out of shape and he's into the wall. And he's taken out one of the Red Bulls. Oh dearie me, that's a safety car. Oh, it's a virtual safety car. Stewart's got a penalty for a severe collision. He got collected in that as well. But Charlie Roberts has got on the grass and absolutely wiped out the Red Bull. Oh no, that is awful. And these guys are all messing about under VSC because of illegal overtakes. Yere is not having any of it. So this is going to compromise all these guys' races. I'm surprised it's not a full safety car, because that was a car out there. Is it going to rain, by the way? It looks very dark here today. Yeah, VSC. And are we green? No. Charlie's got a 10-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags. He's also got some damage. I don't know what's going on at the back, but it's very dark. Somebody tell me if it's going to rain. Charles got put on the grass. Yeah, I'm not sure how he got onto the grass, but he was definitely on the grass and then just speared across the track into the left wall. And that was that. Let's get all the things on that we need to see. Left wing back, upper place. Into the lead. Hayden's up 2. Jake Bamford up 3, so good starts for the Saubers as Bakker is round and gets a 10-second penalty for crashing into Kumsok. We heard a crunch while on board with somebody else. I'm still surprised this hasn't been upgraded to a safety car, and we're going green again. Yere's up 4 places. Let's go back to the leaders. It seems Alfie's got a pretty poor start, and he's going to be under pressure from Hayden here. Let's check the tyres as well. Mediums and hards on show. Emily wants a restart. I don't think that is going to happen, I'm afraid. That is really unlucky for him. And up the inside goes the Sauber on Alfie. Could this be another place lost for the Racing Bull? Let's go on board with him as he nearly gets squeezed into the wall. They're going to be side by side, both with DRS, and both putting pressure on left wing back here. This could be a drag race, but no, Alfie seems to have the better straight line speed at the moment and maintains second place. But of course, this race is very long. It is not just about winning on track, as into the wall of champions goes Jake Bamford in the background there. It's not just about winning on track, it's about winning on penalties, because it's very easy to get corner cutting warnings around here. Also, I'm very interested in what the strategy is going to be today, because personally I think it's a 2-stop, but I've heard other people say otherwise, so we'll see what people can do. We'll see what people decide to do. Oh, the Helicam is deciding to treat us today. Excellent. Alfie is gaining on left wing back. He's turned defence into attack, maybe. Oh, but he's got not the best exit out of there as we switch off the Helicam. That's disappointing. Here comes Harry Spanswick, though, up the inside. No, thinks better of it. And will save his overtake for later. Takes a really tight line into the hairpin. Gets on the power. And it looks like the top 11 cars are all in the DRS train up until the guys who were involved in that accident on lap 1. Left wing back goes a bit deep into the chicane before the wall of champions, which was lightly tapped by Alfie. I really think anyone can make a move in this top 4 right now. It's very tight between them. Hayden's got a good run here, but no real opportunity. Why are we in offset cam, by the way? Is that usual? Oh, maybe it is. I guess I'm just getting confused. Anyway, Hayden, 40% battery for him. Alfie, 24. This could be a struggle, and he's got a swapper on out of whatever number corner that is. I should have written the corner numbers down today. That is on me. As Stuart and Daniel are trading places at the back of the grid. There's a 3-way fight for 14th going on at the moment. But there's also like an 8-way fight for first here. Oh, David Hoyd not taking any shit in the chat today. Fresh from a P9 finish in a 100% race. I saw that. Anyway, looks like the top 4 are starting to balance each other out. So I'm interested to see when Zan here will be the one on a charge. He's on the hard tyres. When will they start to be the better tyre? Maybe in 3 laps time or so, or 2 laps time. The mediums are a bit rubbish around here, in my opinion. Once again, Hayden is fairly close, but not close enough. Left wing back doing enough to pull Alfie along at this stage. Quick check back on P15 to see if anything's going to happen into T1. It doesn't look like it will. Anybody fancy a move into the chicane, or are we going to have a slipstream fest for now? Look at these guys scrapping though. Stuart is trying a move on Charlie. He's not been able to get past as Kumsok and John O'Hearn are fighting into the final chicane. And looks like that's a place gain for the McLaren driver. He's lost DRS though, and that could be crucial. He needs to get back into DRS. Has he sacrificed the leader's train just to get into P8? We'll have to wait and see. Ooh, that's a terrible camera angle. Don't want that. And Helicam is back. Ross Turner's only 2 tenths behind John here. Maybe he can fashion a move as Jere gets the 3-second time penalty. And Jake follows suit straight away. Yeah, it does look like the McLaren has split the train here and is really dropping off the pace now he's made that move. John looks the quicker of the drivers, and so does the Aston Martin behind him. Bart Nauting watching on too in the Ferrari. Let's go to the other Ferrari though, because Zan is starting to make gains on Harry, and he's going to try and go around the outside here. This is a terrible idea. He's nowhere near alongside, and he's just back out of it in the end. Good, respectful racing between them, even if that was very ambitious. Connor closes up in the Mercedes because of that little mini battle, and Harry has lost DRS because of that battle as well. So we're now splitting the train because of fighting here. As there's a yellow flag, that's Jere at the Wall of Champions. He's had a spin. And John's had a moment as well, because he's been passed by Ross in an unorthodox place. I wonder if anyone else is going to hit the Wall of Champions today. Or any of the other walls for that matter. As the DRS slams shut under the bridge. And we're on board with the Aston of Ross Turner. Four attempts back now. Can he get a good exit? It looks like the McLaren's got an even better exit. It will be hard work to close in from here. Let's see if he can do it. When are we going to see the first pit stops? If anyone's doing a 2-stop, they might be in now. And as I say that, the McLaren pulls into the box. He's had enough of those medium tyres. For me, it's a bit early. I think you want to wait 1 or 2 or more laps if you're doing a 2-stop. But he's going to go onto the hard tyres and change his front wing as well. So that is going to drop him way down the order. But, yeah, I mean, we'll see how that works out for him. The undercut is, I think, quite powerful around here. I'm not sure. But certainly the pit lane loss is not very much around here, about 15-16 seconds. Yeah. Anyway, Alfie seems to have lost DRS. Let's see at the detection point. It's just 1.1 seconds at the moment. The detection is coming up. Now there's the line, and he's outside of it. So this could be a good chance for Hayden to make a move, as Daniel Bakalik has spun and hit the Wall of Champions, I think. Or maybe not. He's hit a different wall. He's lost his front wing. He's down in 16th, and it's not going well for him so far. Back to the leaders, and here comes Hayden Williams around the outside, and he's already ahead before the braking point. And he's up into P2. A nice easy pass there after Alfie lost DRS. Is Alfie going to be under pressure from the Haas as well? Or is he going to try and counter-attack? Neither, it looks like, is the answer to that question. As Connor responds to the previous pit stop from the McLaren and pulls into the box himself for a set of hard tyres. Repping Valtteri Bottas' old number. Look at that. Looking lovely. Oh, big slide for Hayden out of that corner. And that's going to compromise him. Alfie's gone for a move, and that's very risky. He's nearly put him into a wall, Brendan Hartley style. And Alfie's tagging the back of the Sauber, and he's actually lost the position because of that. He's got a swapper on. He's now down to 4th. Ran into the rear of the Sauber there. Down into 4th place now. Surely the hard tyres are going to be better now as Alfie locks up. And now Zan is surely thinking, I want to go through. What are those wheel covers, by the way? I've never seen those. Were they on this special livery? I guess so. Here we go then with Zan in the Ferrari to the inside. Should be a nice, easy, simple DRS pass, as Harry also makes a pass into 2nd place. 2 changes of position on that straight as Harry Spanswick is into the box. He took P2 and he went straight into the box, but his teammate's in the box a lap down, and he's been held up a little bit. He's been held up a lot. Or has he got a penalty? What's going on? He's been held up a lot. Oh no. Oh no, as Zan's now up in the P2 after a mistake from Hayden. Oh, that is hugely unfortunate. He didn't know his teammate was in the box. Where's he going to come out? Kumsok sets the fastest lap of the race and is surely going to be quite close to the Haas. No, the Haas is a bit ahead, actually. Of Harry. So that brings Harry out of contention, I think, for the lead here. Or for P2 at the moment. Jake Bamford loses a place to Ross. I am missing many overtakes at the moment. Let's go back to Alfie. He's 5 tenths behind Hayden. Now, are any of these guys going to be into the box, or are they going for one-stops? I think if you want a one-stop, you're going lap 12, 13, maybe 14. Maybe even 15. Into the box goes Hayden. And his teammate. And he gets a 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That is not what he wanted to see. I was thinking the wrong Haas was there. Anyway. This will be interesting. I think some are going to try a 1 and some are going to try a 2. We'll have to see how it comes as Alfie has had a huge slide. Nearly puts it in a wall. He collects it nicely. But those tyres are screaming for help now. The rear locking. And there's no grip. Alfie has no grip. He's definitely been undercut by Harry Spanswick. Let's go to leader, actually. So Harry currently about 15 seconds behind Alfie. So he should be ahead of him come the pit stops. Meanwhile, there's a bit of a battle down in 9th between these 4 cars as Jake Bamford's just come out the box behind them. Go back to interval so I can see what's going on. John Ahern on fresh hards against Hellfire, or Charlie on old hards that started the race. Should be an easy pass for him. Here we go then, overtaking Gage. DRS coming up now. And there's no point even watching this because it's a nice easy pass. And he's up into 10th. Chasing after the McLaren of Jacob up ahead of him. Alfie stays out, so does left wing back. What's the gap now? The gap now is 11 seconds, or 12 seconds. He's lost 4 seconds to Harry in about 3 laps. Well, less than that. 2 laps, I think. Yeah, 2 laps. He's lost 4 seconds. So Jake gets past Hellfire as well. It's that fastest lap for Backer, it is. There we go. Hayden's all over the back of Connor. They're both on fresh hards, chasing after Barton Outing, who's sticking it out for a 1-stop, it seems. Let's see if there's going to be any moves from these guys. Bart leads them away, has absolutely no traction. So surely now as Stewart is out of the race in the pit lane. Let's not get carried away. I thought he'd crashed on the pit straight, but no, he's out in the pit lane. Alfie gets a 3-second time penalty. And Connor is going to go up the inside. Nice and late on the brakes. Makes the corner. And Hayden will try and follow him through, but the Ferrari has no grip at all. He does follow him through eventually, I think, surely up the inside here. And he's making hard work of it, crashing into him. But he does get past in the end and is up into P5. Meanwhile, Harry is caught up to both of them and will immediately make quick work of the Ferrari himself. He's up into 6th. Meanwhile, the Aston of Ross Turner pulled into the pits and he's come out in P11, just ahead of Hellfire. What's the gap now between Alfie and Harry? 7 seconds. So he's gained another 4 seconds in a lap. So far, this is making me think the 2-stop is still better, but we'll have to wait and see how it all pans out. As into the pits, from the hard tyres, comes Zan. This is not what I expected. He's going on the mediums. But this is very early for a hard stop when there's still medium runners out there. I don't understand this. But we'll have to see how that plays out. Meanwhile, Connor has made himself... He's in the net lead now. Connor is in the net lead of the race. Where did he start? He's come out of nowhere with a big undercut. 5 laps on these tyres already. And he's now undercutting his way into the lead. He started 6th. But he's going to be in the lead here. That wasn't in the script. How fast is Zan going to be on these mediums and how long are they going to last? I don't know. Somebody tell me. Meanwhile, look at these guys. John and the McLaren on Bart up the inside. That's risky. A bit of contact. Pushes Bart off the track. Bart rejoins into the path of John, who gets front wing damage and is now under pressure from Jake Bamford. There's a yellow flag in the first sector, but I don't know why that is. Meanwhile, John's going up the inside of Bart and outing. Looks like the Sauber of Jake will try and follow him through. He does so with the better grip. And the old mediums from Bart are terrible. Terrible tyres. And he loses 3 positions in as many corners. Meanwhile, Alfie is finally into the box. Where is he going to come out? Probably behind all of these guys. Behind Jake Bamford, behind Ross Turner as well. He's got a lot of work to do. But he is going to the end. Meanwhile, Hayden got past Connor here, which I must have missed while we were watching that 4-way fight. Let's watch Alfie exit in P11. There we go. Very good. Yeah, so Connor's losing a bit of pace now. So Hayden is in the net lead, but left wing back is doing a 1-stop. Yere's lost the place to Charlie Roberts. Bart's lost another place, this time to Ross. All the moves happening when I'm not watching. And into the pits finally comes your race leader left wing back, which means that Bakalik will unlap himself and Hayden Williams in the Sauber will take the lead. Meanwhile, Zan was all over the back of Harry briefly. I don't understand this strategy from Zan yet, but we'll see how it works. He's got pace and he's going up the inside of Harry, but that's a risky move and there's going to be contact and he spun round. Harry came across quite aggressively. I don't know if he left enough space. And Zan has ultimately come off worse in that collision. That's Bakker slowing up for his teammate, getting out of the way. But yeah, I'd love to have seen the onboards from that collision. I do not know who was at fault. Did look like Harry came across aggressively. But maybe Zan went in too deep. I'm not sure from the angle we saw. However, as Yere is out in the pit lane, that's our third retirement of the race. All of those cars were involved, of course, in the lap 1 incident. Which is very unfortunate for them. Meanwhile, left wing back has now gained onto Zan because of that collision. He'll be eyeing up a move very soon, as he now has the freshest tyres of the lot up here. And we'll be trying to make use of them while they are fresh. Let's have a look at this little 3-way battle though. Jake Bamford's going up the inside. He's forced his rival to lock up and John has gone very deep and ultimately conceded that position. Bart Nauting's finally in the pits after 17 laps on those tyres. 16 laps even. Let's see if left wing back can have the traction to get up into P4. He's sticking it in none for now, being smart. Waiting for the longest straight on the track. Maybe he'll go for a dive bomb into the hairpin. He'll still have DRS if he does so, but thinks better of it and closes up big time under braking. Which is surprising because these mediums should still be alright for Zan, only 3 laps into them. Here we go then, left wing back. He's going to go for a late send into the chicane. No, he's going to wait for turn 1 and set his rival up. Zan gets a decent exit. He's run out of battery though, and left wing back will have to go round the outside here. Is there going to be more contact at the same corner? No, he's cleared the car. and got himself up in the P4. Zan was a bit less crazy on the brakes maybe there, as these two are going side by side. A little bit of wheel banging for good measure, a little bit of front wing damage from the Sauber as well, and there's not much room there, but there is still room. He's going to try and hold it round the outside. It's Jake Bamford. This is crazy racing. What a great camera angle to watch this as well, as they all wheel bang each other into the wall. A bit of damage maybe for the McLaren there, but no, he holds on to the position. That was some great camera work. Thank you very much, game, for that. That was very good. Literally the perfect camera angle for that moment. Clip that, anybody, please. No. Anyway. I'm sure Jake will have another go of it. Despite his wing damage, he's on better tyres, and he looks like to be the faster driver. He's going for it now. It's a late lunge into the hairpin. He uses his rival as a brake, it seems. Bit of a push to pass there. But he's made the place up in the P6. Koomsok's not going to give it up easy, though. Here comes Jacob, maybe. Is he going to go for a late lunge himself? No, he thinks about it. Tries to dummy it to the inside. But we'll wait till turn 1. He has more battery. He doesn't have DRS though. A lunge into T1 maybe? He thinks about it. He slams on the brakes and bails out of it. Hello Bradley. I'm assuming you are Bradley. Did you get banned? Or is that... Oh my, was that somebody else? Oh god. Anyway, back to the front. Left wing back has caught up to Connor, who is 4.5 seconds behind the leader at the moment, which is Hayden. Hayden has to stop again, Connor has to stop again, left wing back does not. Well, these guys are going to scrap quite hard, I think, because Harry Spanswick is quick, and so is Zan. He's still here. Let's see it then. He pulls out to the right and is ahead already. So left wing back up in the P2, definitely fighting for the race win still on that one stop. The question is how quickly will the fresh tyres at the end for everybody else catch up to him? I don't know. This is going to be really interesting. You have to remember as well, left wing back got a bit of a gap at the start of the race. So even if he still wins, it may not have been the fastest way to go around the track. As Harry decides to cut some grass out of the end of Sector 1. Maybe gets a warning there as well, I'm not sure. Let's go have a look at the McLaren, because he's holding up an almighty train, it seems. Or maybe not an almighty train, but there's 5 cars here, as there's a Williams in a wall. It's Hellfire. And I can't even switch off this camera. Hello. Nope, doesn't let me. Let's go back to the train, led by Jake Bamford now. And Ross, I think oh, look at the battery Ross has got. Meanwhile, Harry Spanswick's made it up into P3. But Ross has got a huge amount of ERS to spend, and he's decided against it. John Ahern is holding on from Alfie as Connor loses another place. Around the outside goes Zan. I'm trying to watch 3 different battles here at once, and it is not happening. Of course you can watch. You're always welcome. I don't even know what you did to get banned. I don't want to know. Anyway, Ross. This is a spicy little 5-way fight, isn't it? Alfie Edevine's pushing the Red Bull around the corner and finding gaps that I don't think exist. But they do exist. What a move that is. That could be overtake of the day, to be honest. Gets a slide out of the exit. He has decent pace at the moment, does Alfie, after holding it out on those mediums for so long. Now is his time to shine, and he's rams into the back of the Aston Martin. He seems a bit frustrated at the moment. And he's going for the outside. I think the Aston dummy to the inside. Can he go all the way around the outside? There's more debris and damage falling off the car as Zan makes an easy pass into P3. It's all kicking off down in the midfield. Unfair ban. say people on Bradley, as into the pits comes Kumstock. He's done 13 laps on those tyres, and he's got 13 laps to go to the end for another set of hards, it looks like, as left wing-back has caught up to the lead. I need to see this clip. Oh, he's had enough. He has retired. McLaren's season continues to be tragic. That is the headline from today. No. Yeah, I need to see this clip of Bradley's alleged steamroll. Yes. Anyway, left wing back. Are you going to make a move for the lead? How difficult are you going to make it, Hayden? It's in your best interests to hold him up as long as possible to give you the best chance of winning the race. You're 5 seconds clear of Zan, who I don't think is a threat to the race win at the moment. So how much defending are you going to do? He's going to pull into the box. That is one way of doing it, I suppose. You know what? That's fair enough. I rate that. And Harry's in as well, and so is Zan. I don't understand this strategy from Zan. I don't understand. Anyway, Connor stays out for another lap. What else? Ooh, the clip. Oh, I'm not gonna. I'll watch the clip at the end. I'll give you my reaction. Thank you, Nathan. Bakalic's going for a fastest lap attempt. There is a point for that, so why not get a point like that? Why not? Look at the pace from Hayden on Alfie. Fresh, hard tyres. They've come out the box into this train. Oh my god, I didn't even realise they've come out in this gaggle of cars up the inside. Alfie's turned in like he wasn't there. It looked like. Hard to tell. Alfie cuts the corner and I think gets away with it, not sure. Hayden's going to go for a move up into the hairpin. Alfie late on the brakes, moving under braking. He nearly takes out his teammate. There's contact everywhere. I can't tell you what is going on because there's too much to speak about. But yeah, the Saubers nearly took each other out there. This has not been a good pit stop for these guys. They've come out in a whole load of traffic. That is the downside of doing two-stop. But as Lucky Zumaki, or how do you say it? That's a good name. Says in the chat, the one-stop is a mistake. So we'll see if he's right. More pitters. Connor is in. John is in. Ross is up to P4. Ahead of Alfie, ahead of Harry. It's all kicking off. But yeah, Hayden's 16.5 seconds off the leader now. And he's got 11 laps to catch him. There are penalties involved though. 3 seconds. How has Jake got 16 seconds of pens? Oh, he sped, didn't he? I forgot about that. He sped. Here we go then, Alfie. Is he going to go for a dive bomb? No, he backs out of it. Maybe a sensible thing. No. I think left wing back's going to lose. I think Hayden's going to get within 3 seconds. That's my prediction for this race. Anyone agree or disagree with me? I'd love to know. Anyway, into the pits comes Jake Bamford to serve his 10-second time penalty for speeding. Harry's back up into P5, which is net P3 at the moment. So good drive from him so far. And there is the pit stop from Jake. A very unfortunate pit stop indeed. He puts on the mediums though, that's interesting. We've had all the tyre strategies today. We've had hard, medium hard, hard, medium hard, medium hard hard, and medium hard medium. It's all going on. It's all going on. Meanwhile, Hayden's taken a second out of him since I last looked at that graphic at the top of the screen. And Harry's made a beautiful pass on Alfie. To the left-hand side, Alfie may think about going up the inside. Instead, he locks both tyres and gives everybody a love tap in the train. Now Harry will try and set his sights on Ross. Should be an easy DRS overtake pass, and it is. Back up into the podium. What's his penalty situation? 10 seconds. He must have sped into the pit lane. So he's got a lot of work to do to hold on to that podium. Got to gap these guys by quite a bit as Alfie gets another 3 seconds. And I'm sure he'll be coming into the pits soon, maybe for a medium to go to the end from here. I don't know. Maybe some people will stay out as Bakalik's had another spin. Lovely stuff. And now Zan on the fresh hards is going for it. Anyway. Oh, Zan might go for it here. This is unexpected. He goes up the inside of the hairpin. More locking up from Alfie, but he's left enough space. And Zan comes through on the inside just about, but there's wheel locking. And they're both, compromising each other. That is unfortunate. Another spin for Bakalik, by the way, in Sector 2. Should we watch it? No. Let's go. Have a look at Zan trying to get past Alfie. Again, he's going to go up the inside of the chicane. No, he's not. Sensible, because Alfie seems to be all elbows out today. Manslaughter is a hilarious way of saying he took someone out. By the way. Look at the cars ahead as well. Connor on Ross. Trying into turn 3, I want to say. Up the inside. Is that going to work? No, it's not worked. He's been spun round and he's off into the wall. Oh, it was a risky move. Was it worth the risk? I don't know. As Jake Bamford sets the fastest lap of the race on mediums. This is an interesting strategy. I don't mind it. From him. Anyway, here's Zan to the outside of Alfie. That's not going to work. He's got front wing damage. He's gone straight on. Daniel Bakalik is out of the session in the pit lane. And Alfie is... It looks like he squeezed Zan into the wall, but maybe there wasn't the space there in the first place. It is going to be a long day for the stewards today. There's been a lot of wheel banging and more, to be honest. But Zan is through. No, he's not through. Alfie's still ahead of him. Deary me. Deary me. Maybe it's my fault for calling him a quali merchant, as Hellfire is the latest to have a spin. I'm surprised we haven't had a safety car with all these mini crashes, you know. Anyway, Alfie, are you going to the end on these hard tyres? This is what I want to know. It looks like it, doesn't it? And why not? He's in P5. 9 seconds of pens, which means he's currently 7th. If he pits, he might not be able to get back up to 7th. So we'll see how this goes for him. As there's another yellow flag for the Williams spinning again. Or no, he's actually just letting people through. How nice of him. As Bakalik's had enough. And we're on board with Alfie Edeveen, because he's the source of all action today so far. Meanwhile, 12.8 the gap out in front. As Connor and Zan are side by side here. Zan's on the Connor's on the inside even of the hairpin. Let's flick back to them. Is there room for all of them? There is. Alfie's had a terrible exit. He's going to be under pressure from Connor. Is he going to be able to get past cleanly? A little bit of wheel banging. There's more wheel banging. There's not room there, is there? They can't go 3 wide. That is not possible. And it wasn't. Thank God. That could have been an awful collision between the 3 of them. As Hellfire's now out. We've had so many DNFs. Charlie Roberts is getting points. 2 of them at the moment. Despite being 45 seconds off the last car. Hellfire, you could have stayed in the race and scored a point, mate. Somebody needs to tell him that for next time. You could have pit for fastest lap and got a point. Who has got fastest lap at the moment? Jake Bamford. Anyway, let's go to Pens. Where's Pens? Pens? There we go. We'll go on this till the end. A little bit of grass cutting for Connor, who, to be fair to him, he is going to get P4 at the moment without doing anything. In fact, he might get P3. But if he does get past these guys, he has a better chance of P3. He's up the inside of Alfie Edeveen again into the hairpin. And this time it looks like he's got it done as Alfie tries to switch him back, and in the end is spinning him round and locking wheels again with another driver this time. Fortunately, they get away fairly scot-free. And they both have DRS to match each other's straight line speed down the straight. Oh, there's a 3 seconds. That is crucial for Connor. Now he is going to have to work for these positions. Here goes Zan past Ross. And now he'll be very happy that he is free of the chaos. Can Connor clear the chaos as well? As John and Bart are fighting into the chicane. And they're side by side. Well, they were side by side. Not anymore. Not anymore. Here we go, Connor up the inside of Ross, and that's a nice, easy, clean pass. Look at that. That's how you get clean racing. Well done, Ross, for holding on to that position, as I heard some crunching, potentially from behind, as there's no end plate on either side of Alfie's front wing now. And it looks like he is going to be struggling big time on those 15-lap-old hards, doing the one-stop. So it does look like the one-stop is going to win, though. Hayden's progress has halted. Left wing back is holding on. However, I bet if you scroll back to before the first round of pit stops, the gap between left wing back and Hayden was about 10 seconds. I think. So if you did it on pure pace without traffic and stuff, I think two-stop might be faster. Anyone got any opinions on that? I'd love to know. Meanwhile, it's all spread out a bit. There's only 11 cars left, and we're all relaxing now. Carnage is over for now, it seems. Nice and steady into the wall of champions from left wing back, not taking any chances. 4 laps to go. The gap behind down to 11 seconds. This is nice and smooth, controlled driving. We should take some tips from this. Using non-ERS. Couple of downshifts. Slowly throw the car in. It's beautiful. How's Robertos doing? Do you fancy a fastest lap attempt? Because if you do, you might get lapped, so you got to think about it soon. Got to think about it soon. Who else couldn't go for a fastest lap? Literally nobody. This is all teed up for a Charles Robertos 3-pointer. Meanwhile, all the other gaps are spreading out. It looks like Harry is just about holding on to that 10-second penalty to keep him P3 because of Zan's penalty as well. And then these guys are all the same. Alfie, yeah, no one's really going to lose positions, I think, except maybe Jake here. Might lose the position to John, unless John gets another penalty. I've pressed the button on my phone. Oh. Okay, I actually have nothing going on now. This is kind of strange. So I'm just reading this question in the chat. I don't know. I'm going to say many decades ago. I say many decades. That makes me sound very old. You know. There you go. Good answer. Good question. Good question. I forget who Bumbleclot actually is, to be honest. Because one of my friends' GTA name is Bumbleclot. So it's not you. Anyway, fastest lap attempt, please, Charles Robertos. Why have you not pulled into the box? Dun dun dun. Fast. Okay. Why has he not gone in the box? Somebody scream at him in the VC, please. He should have been in the box for a fastest lap attempt. I think he's missed his chance, unless I'm getting confused. Oh, he's already been lapped. He has missed his chance. It's out of the race is Alfie! He's gone straight on! Oh no! The penultimate lap of the race, he's thrown it in a wall. Some would say that's karma. Out of nothing. He had P7 in the bag. With no cars around him. Nothing going on. Barton Outing's going for a fastest lap attempt. This is what we like to see. Although he's been passed by left wing back. Please let him through for the meet. No, you can unlap yourself. Go unlap yourself. Yes, this is what we want. Yes. Here we go. Unlap yourself. Yes. We will watch that lap with intrigue. Meanwhile, left wing back. He's lifting off. He's chilling. He's got a 10-second lead, which I do think is what it was before the pit stop. So that'll be interesting to see what the faster strategy actually is. He's going to win. There's no doubt about that now. Lloyd Bailey will, I believe, overtake Lennon with this result, or be very close to it. Obviously, Lennon is no longer a driver. As Robertos. Charles Robertos gets up into P10, overtaking his DNF teammate. But round the final chicane he goes. Up to the line. Lloyd Bailey, or left wing back as he is better known, will win the Canadian GRS F2 race in style, 8.5 clear of the opposition, which comes in the form of Hayden Williams, who drove an amazing two-stop to get into P2. Harry Spanswick is going to cross the line in third, and he should take that just about because of Zan's 3-second penalty, which means he'll only be able to get fourth. Yes, he does, half a second off. But let's watch Barton Outing, he's 6/10 up. What is the fastest lap? It's a 12.1, he needs to improve by 1.5 seconds to get it. That's a bit deep. Do not invalidate. This is for a bonus point. Connor finishes 5th, Ross finishes 7th. That's a decent result on what I think is his debut for Aston Martin. Might be wrong on that one. John Ahern is 7th, Jake Bamford 8th, who currently has the fastest lap. Charlie Roberts is 10th and gets 3 points. It is still a Robertos 3-pointer. But can Bart get into the 11s here on the fresh, soft tyres into the final chicane? He does not invalidate his time, I think. Actually, it wouldn't have come up on the map. He sets a 12.1 and he takes it on the line. There you go. There you go. P9 for him with an extra point. That is 5 points, I think. Yeah, not a bad race. I mean, a lot of wheel banging. Big crash at the start. Interesting strategy. I can't complain, to be honest. I can't complain. Alfie will be very disappointed to have thrown it all away at the end from his P7 position. There is your race result. We've already been through it. Your DNFs were... Ooh, I don't know if Alfie Edovine actually gets any points. Is he classified? I don't know the rules on that. Hellfire, Daniel Bakalik. Debutant for McLaren, Mr. Jacob Wickens. Yere, Stewart, and Emily obviously out on lap 1. That was very unfortunate for them. Here is your race director. So you can see the many warnings that are about to go off the screen, and there you go. That's not terrible, to be fair. Also, look at the strategies. A wide variety. One stop did win. Medium hard hard was alright. Medium hard medium looked alright. Wouldn't recommend that one. And wouldn't recommend that one either. But yeah. Let me screenshot this so I can do driver of the day. Ooh! I've just remembered something I need to do. We need to watch. We need to watch the alleged takeout. Is this going to work? Oh, beautiful. What the hell's going on? It's laggy. What was that? I didn't see anything. Hold on. Go back. Ah! I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how they got here. I don't know how they got there in the first place. But it looks like they rejoin. Can we slow this down? Can we slow this down? Got full screen. Yeah. It looks like he rejoins. I don't know. I actually don't know about that. I'd need to see his on board, because I don't know how they got there, and like it kind of looked like he was just not paying attention. But yeah, that's a thing. Anyway, let's have some interviews, shall we, today? Why not? Why not? I need to do driver of the day. So much to do. So much to do. Let's see. Who are we going to call into the interview room today? Mr. Left Wing Back, Mr. Hayden, and Mr. Spanswick. Interviews. There you go. And that seemed to work as well. Did it work? Hello. Discord, you going to work? I think you are. Class. Class. Anyway, let me do driver of the day real quick while we wait for people to join the interview room. Who should we put on driver of the day? Left wing back, obviously, for winning the race. P1 to P1. No, P2 to P1, of course. Mr. Martin, what else? I think Hayden drove a fantastic race. P5 to P2. Ross Turner has done very well as well. Both Astons in driver of the day. P12 to P6. What else have we got? Zan 4 to 4, Harry 3 to 3. Meh. Meh. Yeah, Ross 12 to 6 with the one stop's pretty good. I don't know who else to put, to be honest. I'll put Harry because he was third, but I don't really know. I don't know who to put on driver of the day. This will have to do. Anyway, somebody's joined the Discord. I don't know who yet, because I haven't looked, so we'll go speak to them in a minute. But please go vote for your driver of the day, everybody. Who am I speaking to? I do not know. Right, 2 people are in the... Oh, incredible. Right, we're going to start with Hayden, because he's here. And he finished in second. And he's making a load of noise, which is great.
It's not background noise, isn't it?
That's fine. Yeah, P2, I thought you drove a great race. I saw you were committed to the 2-stop and made some overtakes. Maybe could have won, I don't know, if you had a better first stint. But yeah, how was it?
Well, I messed up my quali. I got 1 lap. My final lap, I just did not have the pace for it. I don't think I could have done a 1-stop. I think my tyres would have been too terrible. I don't think I could have done that. But good race. I mean, I went from P5 to P2. It's not bad.
Yeah, definitely. Were you always going to do a 2-stop? Was this planned, or did you?
Nah, I kind of just winged it. If my tyres wasn't so bad, I would have tried a 1-stop. But nah, I couldn't have done that.
Fair enough. And I don't know where you are in the championship. I could have a quick look, but you want to win some races this season? What are the goals for this season?
Well, I would like to get my first win. I mean, the last race was my first podium, and that's my second, so I would like to get my first win.
Yeah, fair enough. Any great overtakes that I missed or saw? I don't. It's all a blur for me when watching, to be honest.
I can't really remember either, to be honest.
Fair enough. Anyway, on to our race winner, Mr. Lloyd Bailey, Mr. Left Wing Back, as he is so famously known around here. A dominant victory in the end, a one-stop. Did you always plan to do a one-stop? Because I was very sceptical of one-stops coming into this race.
Yeah, I was always on the one-stop, to be fair. I just didn't expect so many people to go for the two-stop, to be honest. I was a bit shocked, because it gave me a massive gap, which obviously gave me the win in the end, but yeah, I was always on the one-stop.
Was it an easy one-stop? Because personally, I don't think I can do a one-stop without puncturing, maybe. Haven't really tried, but yeah.
The weather wasn't that bad, it just felt terrible. So I was only on like 60% on the mediums when I pit, but it just felt like I had no mediums.
Yeah, fair enough. Did you... I don't know, you got off the line well, you overtook into turn 1, and then sort of controlled it from there. Was that dream start, I guess?
Pretty much perfect. I think that's the best start I've ever got on this game. Yeah, I was a bit sceptical going on the outside, but as much as I trust people, I also don't trust people, so yeah, but I got it in the end, so who cares.
And obviously your main championship rival no longer exists. He's been promoted, so you are
Rest in peace, Larry.
clear. You're at the top now, and whoever's editing the standings is doing it right now in front of my eyes. So I'm not sure exactly where you are, but you're on 76, so surely you are favourite for the title now.
I'd like to think so. I mean, I am missing 2 rounds, I think, so there is that. But I'd like to think I am one of the favourites.
I think you are the favourite. You are winning. If there were betting odds, you'd have the shortest odds at the moment. Anyway, moving on to P3 man who's decided to show up. Harry Spanswick, welcome. Good race from yourself, P3 to P3, although it was much more eventful than it sounds when you're saying that. Lots of little battles, pitting into traffic. How was it?
Yeah, it was alright. Well, like you say, I think pit stops were a bit iffy. Especially, well, in my first pit stop, Daniel would pit ahead of me, and I think he was either serving some sort of penalty or he had wing damage. So, well, I got into the pits literally. So he was leaving his pit box, and as soon as I was going into it, so I had to wait for the pit crew.
Yeah, we saw you get held up a bit there. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think that really would have affected much. So I'm just happy that I got to P3 in the end. Didn't think anything was going to come from it, especially when I got a 10-second time penalty, which wasn't great, obviously. But I still got the result I wanted. And the other two were just doing their own thing, so I'm playing that much.
Was it difficult making moves in the midfield when you came up out in that big train? I feel like you did. You were one of the cars involved in that, or maybe not.
Well, I mean, I came out behind Alfie, who had wing damage.
Yeah.
He had left aim plate on, so I was just like, I didn't want to do anything stupid just to get an overtake done too early, because I knew it would come eventually. So I just just like you do, just get the DRS and just try and make your way through. So, and then when I got the clean air, it just felt like the 2-stop was just brilliant.
Yeah, always planned for a 2-stop, did you? Did you take my advice?
I did medium hard. Yeah, that was always going to happen.
Very good. Do you have championship aspirations, or are we focusing on the Haas overall constructors? That sounds very exciting to me personally.
I think the overall constructors is definitely where I'm aiming. I think with people like Hayden in this and wait, is Hayden LBW?
No, that's Lloyd.
That's Lloyd. Well, yeah, just people just when they're faster, I may as well just keep getting consistent points. I'm not going to worry about the championship too much unless it comes to me. So I think overall constructors is what I'm looking at the moment.
Fair enough. Anyway, thank you all for interviews. First time I've done interviews in a couple of weeks because I can't speak for so long. And yeah, next week is Singapore. Oh, what a great track. I actually like Singapore. So join us next week for Singapore. But obviously, don't forget tomorrow is F1. Which is always great because I'm in it, no bias at all. And then Wednesday is F3, which is always carnage because it's F3. So be back for more. And yeah, that is it. We are done. Goodbye, everybody. See you later.